On behalf of Aqua and Be Well Canada Spa, we'd like to welcome you to today's webinar, Mastering Hot Tub Sales, Proven Strategies to Sell More and Sell Smarter. My name is Abigail Carpenter, and I am the managing editor of Aqua Magazine. I have the pleasure to introduce today's hosts, who will introduce you to our speaker. First up, we have Vicky Brisebois. With over 15 years of experience in hot tub sales, Vicky has been a valued member of the Be Well team since 2020, bringing strong industry knowledge and a passion for supporting dealer success. Next, I'd like to introduce Emily St. Hilaire. With 25 years of business experience in the pool and spa industry and raised in a family-owned manufacturing business, Emily joined Be Well in June 2025. Charismatic and entrepreneurial, her main values are sincerity and building strong relationships. So with that, I will turn it over to you.
Thank you, Abigail. Now let me introduce you to our keynote speaker, Brad Hotchkiss. Brad has been selling maple spas since 2023, and his drive for success is truly contagious. Brad brings many years of experience in the spa industry from Toronto and is now proudly established and serving the Windsor-Essex region. Last year, the Windsor Hot Tub store sold over 160 hot tubs, and this year to date, he's having a strong start with over 30 hot tubs already sold. What truly sets Brad apart is his strong commitment to customer service. While many businesses focus on numbers, Brad believes that exceptional service must always come first. His mission is simple: to make the spa buying experience easy, accessible, and enjoyable for every client. Today, Brad will share insights into the approach and mindset that continues to drive his success. Over to you, Brad.
Thanks, Emily. Hi, everybody. Thanks for having me on today. And hopefully there's some things that I can talk about that sometimes maybe you can take away from. I like to say sometimes, everything that I'm about to talk about is common sense, but sometimes we all need to be reminded that common sense isn't so common, but it can be achieved. We're excited for 2026. We have had a great start. We had a great 2025. And what's exciting is that we seem to still be doing fairly well in a sometimes a tough climate or challenging world, so to speak. Everything that I'm going to tell you is just simply an opinion and things that we've done at our store or in my business that has been successful. There's no guarantees to success. However, I truly do believe if you're honest with yourself and you have the passion to drive to succeed, then I would say it is guaranteed. Or at least the last 25 years since I've been in sales, it has been guaranteed. Some people think that sales isn't predictable. I absolutely disagree with that. I believe sales is 100% predictable. If you put in the results, you'll get the business. Put in the effort and you'll get the business. I commonly see businesses out there that, they want to put the blame on everything else around them and what's going on here, what's going on there. But at the same time, they haven't really taken a good look in the mirror and what's going on inside my own four walls. What are we doing inside of our business? Before you can put the blame, and again, my opinion, before you can put the blame on anything else, you need to hold yourself accountable. And if you can do that and you're putting in the effort, well, then maybe you can look at some outside factors. For example, if we talk a little bit about some of the business strategies that we have, I believe, well, maybe before that, I believe that, planning, preparing, and executing is essential for anything, and that's in business or in life. And I truly believe, that we do that here. I do that on a yearly, monthly, weekly, daily basis. I always like to say, what are you doing today? Well, I'm preparing for tomorrow. right? Literally everything that I do today, I've taken care of and put the work in yesterday to make sure today's going to run smooth and be taken care of. And that's from a hot tub delivering standpoint or sales or anything. Are you married to your business? Is selling a hot tub more important to you than anything else? If not, why? I mean, we're in the hot tub business. We're in the hot tub industry. Some of us have pool stores, hot tub stores. I can't relate to the pool store business because I'm not a pool store. I'm a hot tub store. And selling hot tubs is what puts food on the table for me and my family. So it is the most important thing. And it's important that, you know, I've prepared myself and I've prepared the people around me and my business to make sure that they know that selling a hot tub is important to me. Okay. Yeah, it's not to say that there aren't other important things out there in my life, because there are, but at the same time, you have to be true to yourself. We're in business. If you're self-employed, if you own a business, it lives or dies with you. And I don't know too many successful businesses that's not the case. You have to be driven, and you have to be the best, or I think you have to at least want to be the best, or you risk losing. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. This is just a game, and sales is just a game. And again, in my mindset, in my opinion, it is just a game, and you win or you lose. And I don't like to lose, and winning's more fun than losing. So a couple of questions that I would ask, or that I would offer to you would be, are you there for your customers? Are you there for questions? Are you there for follow-up after the sale? Are you measuring your efforts? Are you rewarding your efforts and the efforts of others that are helping you achieve, your plan, your strategies? As the owner, do you get to the customer's home? I mean, the last time I checked, a busy hot tub store sells 3 to 5 hot tubs a week. And if you're really busy, you're delivering 3 to 5 hot tubs a week. As the owner of my business, I am in the backyard of every single person that buys a hot tub from our store. It's non-negotiable. If I said that I was going to be there, I'm going to be there. And I think that that's a large part to our success, is that as a business owner in the hot tub industry, I want to be there for that customer to make sure that they have that interaction and that experience that I said they were going to have, Google said they were going to have, my friends and family and referrals said they were going to have. So it's important that I'm there to make sure that they have that. And in the very, very rare instance that I'm not, the team that I have is going to make sure that they are going to have the experience that they are supposed to get. So that's what I have, in a little bit of a nutshell regarding business strategies. Abigail, was there anything that we wanted to go as far as a direction, or do you want me to continue on with some other things? Like I think I just kind of touched on the business commitment side of things. Did you want me to go right into the number 2 and number 3?
Yeah, why don't you move right into fishing lines next?
Okay. So in sales, guys, I mean, ultimately, I don't know where I learned this or who taught me this, but I've just maybe trial by fire or trial and error. But ultimately, the easiest thing to make a sale, or the easiest thing I find to be successful in selling hot tubs, is have more people selling them for you. And what I mean by that is not the 1 or 2 or 5 or 10 people that work inside your store. How about having 700 people in your community selling hot tubs for you, or selling you? Even better than selling the hot tub, have them sell you. And so what we've done in our business is, and I like to call them fishing lines, and that's truly what they are. We're launching lines out in the ocean, out in the river, out in the pond. Hell, I'll even throw a fishing line on pavement if I think it would work. But the point is that if you don't have 40 or 50 or 60 or 70 or 100, or how about even 5 things out there that are trying to bite a potential customer or drag a potential customer into your building, or not even into your building. How about to give you a phone call? How about to send you an email? How about to do anything involved? How about to talk about your name with somebody else? Maybe, and so that's what we have. That's what we've got established at our store and with our business, is that we have those fishing lines. And what are you doing to get somebody to walk through your door or click on your website or click on your social media or give you a phone call? The easiest way to sell a hot tub is to have it sold before the customer even walks in the door. How many people are out there selling that hot tub or selling you, and when they arrive, you're simply now just picking out a model, because within 5 minutes of you talking to them, you probably already know that they're buying, and you didn't have to do any of the legwork. The people out in the community did all the work for you. That's powerful stuff. And when I say 60 to 70% of our business, of our sales, are people walking in this door that know our name, looking for one of my sales pros, looking for me, or just wanting to come into the Windsor Hot Tub store because they heard something, or maybe they saw one of our hoodies being worn in one of our local malls and asked, "Oh, do you work there?" "No, I don't work there. They just give everybody a hoodie that buys a hot tub." Right? And people laugh at that. And I think it's pretty funny because it's pretty easy. But a fishing line is anything, guys. It's anything and everything. And there's probably still 500 other fishing lines that I haven't even thought of yet. There's probably 500 more fishing lines that I would probably not even be good at or have nothing to do about. Like, I'll give you an example. AI. I'm AI completely inept. I know nothing about it, but I would love to learn about it, and I would love to launch some fishing lines or start using AI somehow. So, but they can be anything. And to give you some examples, Google reviews, business cards for your entire staff, sponsoring a sports team, social media, Facebook, marketplace, billboards, referrals. Referrals. Did I say referrals yet? Windwalker is your phone number everywhere. Events, financing. Or are you at your store, and this is real, and I'll try to be what am I trying to say here? No, I'll try to be serious. Or are you sitting in your store before the door opens praying to whoever you pray to? I hope somebody comes in to buy a hot tub today, and I hope it's not too difficult to sell one, because that's 80% of the industry. Or you go get the customer. Don't wait for them. Go get them. And there's some fishing lines. Do you go to an event? Do you see a International Women's Expo going on this past weekend? And did you make a phone call to, hey, how about I set up a hot tub there? Or maybe I can't set up a hot tub, but how do I get there? How do I meet people? Or are you is 9 to 5 your thing, and you don't want to do anything outside of that? And if that's the case, that's awesome. And maybe that's not right or wrong. And I'm not telling you that's right or wrong. But at the end of the day, if there's an event going on that costs you $150 to be at for 5 hours, and you're meeting people and you're establishing your brand, then I promise you, I've never done an event yet that has not led to a sale. Not one, not ever, not in anything. But the bottom line is we do them. And an event can be anything. Anything. An event is where there's people. Are you building a brand or just running a store? Building a brand is launching out some more of those fishing lines. You know, do you know the difference of becoming a brand or just running a store? Like, I don't know if you guys see my shirt. I don't even know if I own any other clothing that doesn't have my logo on it. I like seriously, if I go to a wedding, I'm probably going to have a suit with my logo on it because that's what I've done, right? We're building a brand. We're not just building a store. And I encourage you to build a brand. You know, like people that walk into Lululemon know what they're getting. They want the Lululemon, right? They want the Louis Vuitton. And if you're going to build that brand, then just make sure that you're ready to run a brand versus a store because there's a big difference. It's easy to run a store. It's a lot more difficult to build a brand. Do you have an engaged team aligned with your business goals? Are they committed? Is your family bought in? A little bit of humor. I'm on my fourth marriage. Okay? I'm not proud of it. But at the end of the day, the good news is that I have great relationships. But the marriage that I'm in now, I learned that I needed to find a certain type of individual that aligns with what my world entails, what my world involves. And if you don't have that aligned, it's going to be difficult. It's going to be very difficult. So I would just, I would say that real estate agents, home builders, landscaping companies, again, the more people you have around you selling your brand. And notice how I don't say selling hot tubs, because hot tubs and the product really has nothing to do with it. They're selling us. They're selling you. They're selling my salespeople. They're selling my service people. They're selling the experience. You want a hot tub? You got to go talk to this guy. You want a hot tub? Just get into that store. You want a hot tub? Oh, Windsor Hot Tub Store. Have you heard of them? Yeah, actually, I have. I see them all over the place. And if you're not ready and you're not committed to back up what you're offering or what people are out there telling other people, then you're in trouble, because it can cost you more than a sale. It can cost you your reputation. And in our business, Windsor Hot Tub and Sauna Store, our reputation is everything. Okay, so there will be time at the end for some question and answer period, potentially, if somebody has some questions about so-called fishing lines or what that looks like. But at the end of the day, in order to grow as a business, yeah, you have to get better in all facets, every single year, every single day, every single week. But the reason that I say sales is predictable is because if you just multiply the amount of people that you have selling your vision, your brand, your store, your people, your anything, then that's how it gets easier and easier, and that's how you grow. And if you are reducing the amount of people or the amount of fishing lines, well, then how do you expect to grow? It doesn't become predictable. It becomes, please, I hope somebody comes in today to buy a hot tub. Please, I hope that they haven't heard anything negative about me, and I hope they just come in and drop their credit card on my table. And that's and it's sad, but I see that more than I don't. The last thing, guys, that I'll talk about is sorry, let me go back to this because I think it's important and I don't want to miss it. Some other fishing lines. And maybe they're not fishing lines, but they're important. Competition. Do you visit them? Do you know them? Do you know what they're saying about you? Do you know what they're selling? Example, in my area, we had somebody, it came back to me a couple of times, that they said our product was being made in China. I have nothing against China. I have no problems with China at all. Half the things in my home were built there. But when somebody puts out a false or misleading statement that could cost me a potential sale, it's important. And I would have never known that had it not gone back to me, or had I not went into that competitor to see firsthand if that was like their lead in to selling against me. So it was real simple. We came back to the store and we got made in Canada stickers for every single hot tub that we have in our store to make sure that people know that our hot tubs are made in Canada, right, Vicky? They're made in Quebec, correct? So, and, you know, but knowing your competition inside and out, I think, is vital. And it's a fishing line for you and for your sales people. You need to know where you're positioned in your market with pricing, with service, with product, with whatever. Your competition should know who you are. If they don't, why don't they? I always like to say I play nice in the sandbox. Okay, and the sandbox being my area, my local community. But make no mistake about it, it's my sandbox, right? It's I dictate what we're gonna play in the sandbox. I work harder. I try to work smarter, not always. I offer the best service. More importantly, I back up my commitment, and I do it every day. It's my sandbox. I'm not going to let somebody dictate my surroundings. No, I'm not going to let somebody dictate whether I'm successful or not. I'm going to dictate that. My business is going to dictate that. And the only mistake that the competitors made was that they let me in the sandbox. Okay, so now I'm in it. So now I got to make the most of it. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how big the sandbox is. It doesn't matter who's in it. The more the merrier, in my opinion. And that might come off as a little arrogant. And I understand sometimes I can come off that way a little bit. But I also know there's a big difference between arrogance and confidence. And, do you know the difference? Arrogance is somebody or something out there that is trying to talk about something that they have no knowledge about, no results, no receipts, and in 25 years, I'm pretty confident that I know a thing or two about selling hot tubs, running a business, growing a business, and we have the results to back it up. So if you're in business and you don't want to be the best, you don't have to be. Don't be. If you like a casual, day-to-day, non-stressful life, there's nothing wrong with that. I don't like stress either, but unfortunately, the monster that I'm building here, it comes with the territory, and I'm ready for the task every day. Okay. If we talk a little bit about sales strategies, which would be the last bullet point to touch on, sales strategies, first and foremost, do you have one? Do you want to be Jacuzzi selling on their name and their name alone? Or do you want to be Beachcomber? Or do you want to be Amazon and sell everything to everybody and be ready for every buyer? You have to know, because if you don't know, then, and you're selling 45 different hot tubs to make sure or think that you have everybody covered, well, maybe you really don't truly know where you fit in your market, or you have a sales strategy. Because again, back to planning and preparing and executing everything every day, you have to know where you want to be positioned in your market. Do you want to sell 250 hot tubs? Can you handle the stresses that come along with 250 hot tubs? Can you handle the money that comes along with selling 250 hot tubs? And if you're not ready for that, then and you only want to sell 20 or 30 or 40 hot tubs and you're content and you're happy with that, there's nothing wrong with that. But just know that that's where you're positioning yourself. Sales. Doesn't matter what the product is, pools, hot tubs, dartboards, clothing, it doesn't matter. It gets a little more important the more expensive things that you're trying to sell, but you know, it has nothing to do with the product. It truly doesn't. I love going into competitors and the first thing they start talking to me about is the features of their product. And they don't even know my name. I don't spend any more time in that business because I know everything I need to know. It's not about the product. Sell the relationship. Sell the, like, we're in the hot tub business. They're going to have that hot tub for 10 to 15 to 20 years. It's, you know, like, you build a relationship with them. And then in 15 years, if you've sold 1,500 hot tubs or 2,000 hot tubs or 3,000 hot tubs, and in 15 or 20 years, those people come back to buy their next hot tub, how easy is it going to be? Right? Are you preparing for tomorrow? Are you preparing for a month from now? Are you preparing for a year from now? Or are you building a brand and setting up that business so that when you're 80 years old, Windsor Hot Tub Store will just be selling hot tubs because of all the hard work we did year over year over year over year, and the relationships that we built year over year. Trust and value, real simple. The only two things you need to make a sale. And it's real awesome when 80% of that equation is trust, 20% is value, and 60% of that trust is already built before they walk in the door. Referrals are the key. I hear about stores that have referral programs, gift cards, giveaways, discounts to get the referrals, discounts to get a Google review. I don't believe in any of that stuff. They need to be genuine, okay? And maybe there's good referral programs out there. And if those are leading to sales, well, who am I to say that they're not good? But a genuine referral is the best, where people who gave it aren't looking for anything in return, but for you to give the same experience that they received. Okay? If that customer is 60 to 80% sold before they walk in that door, you're just helping them pick out their color or their model. Are you an expert? If you're not an expert, or you're not perceived to be an expert, why? Are you in the hot tub industry? Are you an owner of a business? Are you a sales professional? Or are you just a salesperson? Because there's a big difference. Do you work at becoming a professional at selling? A professional at being confident in your field? You know, I have and you don't have to be a 20-year veteran to be a sales professional. I have a son who's in university that before he went to university at 16, 17 years old, sold over 50 hot tubs 2 years in a row. He's 17 years old. He is not a sales professional, but he became a professional of selling. He learned and he learned to understand what it truly takes to sell. Not a hot tub, not a pool, just what it truly takes to sell. And if you want to know the difference, or you don't understand the difference between a salesperson or a sales professional, are you willing to learn the difference? And more importantly, are you willing to put in the effort? Because to become a professional of anything, you have to work at it every day, every week, every month. You have to be willing to get better. You have to be willing to take criticism. You have to be willing to learn. You have to be willing to put in the effort. And if you're not, that's okay. I'm not here to tell you what's right and wrong. I'm just here to tell you that if you're not willing to put in the effort that it takes to become a professional of selling or a professional of hot tubs or a professional of whatever, I've yet to see anybody in the NHL, the NBA, or the NFL that doesn't practice every single day and work 24/7 on what they're trying to achieve. So I'll just leave it at that. A couple other things. Your showroom is the pricing out there. I don't know if you guys can see the background. That's a pretty bold price, right? Next to or behind one of my hot tubs. Well, guess what? Every single hot tub that I have has that same size sign on it. Don't be afraid of the price. Be afraid not to be ready to be a professional to sell that hot tub at that price. That's what I'd be more afraid of. Are you hiding from your prices? If you're hiding from your prices, then maybe you're not positioned right in the market. Maybe you're selling the wrong thing. Have you made the showroom and the product easier to sell for your team? I'll give you an example. Just a little showroom tidbit here. Is your washroom clean? Is it comfortable? Is it accessible? I always say a clean washroom may never get you a sale, but it could cost you one. Curb appeal. Is there garbage in your parking lot? Are you, again, guys, I have to reiterate, common sense. So like I hate talking about this, but it's so funny how I go to a business or I go to a competitor and sometimes I see so much garbage in the parking lot, I don't even have to go into the building. They lost the customer at the parking lot. Is there garbage in your parking lot? Are your employees picking up that garbage? Are you picking up that garbage? Or are they walking right by it? Are you walking right by it? A lot of people in our industry are just walking right by it. Do you offer too many choices? Not enough choices? Again, that is about your strategy in your community. Are you positioned right? Are there too many people in your area selling $15,000 to $20,000 hot tubs? How many people are selling $7,000 to $12,000 hot tubs? So on and so forth. Do you know the features that truly sell a hot tub? Are you selling more than your bandwidth can withstand? Right? Meaning, do you have 15 showroom models on the floor? If so, how do you stock those 15 models? How do you stock different colors of those models? I have 7 or 8 models that we sell in our business, and I stock a couple different colors of those models. And guess what? I'm at my bandwidth. I'm at it. I know I'm at it because I want the hot tub to be ready for when the customer walks in my store, because when they ask me, when can I get this delivered? And I say to them, what are you doing at 6 o'clock tonight? And they laugh. But I want to be ready. If they come in to buy and they want a hot tub, I want to be ready to put it in their backyard. Are you a hot tub store? Are you a pool store? Are you both? I honestly don't know how anybody could do anything else other than run a hot tub store. Now, I do have saunas, so I'm not going to sit here and say you shouldn't be into this and that and everything else, but I run saunas and a hot tub store, and I honestly don't know how I would do anything else. I get offered at least once a week, would you like to sell our pool lineup? Would you like to get into pools? I want nothing to do with them. Nowhere, no, because it doesn't align with my plan. It doesn't align with my strategy. So for those pool stores in Windsor, guess what? Don't worry. I'm not getting in the pool business. Don't want it. I'm happy to be in the hot tub business and saunas. And with that said, I hope I touched on a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Like I said, this is just my opinion. Maybe this serves as a little bit of a wake-up call. But at the end of the day, I hope that whoever's on this call found it a little bit valuable, maybe took a little bit away from it. And I appreciate your time. And I am the Windsor Hot Tub Store, always available. it truly is my passion to help other dealers and other hot tub stores be successful, unless you're in my area. That's all I have.
All right. Thank you so much, Brad, for that thoughtful presentation. A lot of practical takeaways for those looking to strengthen their hot tub strategy there. We have had several great questions coming in from the audience as you were speaking, so we would like now to take some time to go through some of those with you. Attendees, if you have a question, please feel free to drop it in the Zoom chat box at the bottom of your screen. And for those of you who do submit questions that we may not get to today, we do have your information and we'll follow up with you after the webinar. So Brad, I'll start you with this one. In your experience, how critical is supplier alignment to long-term success?
So I've been in the hot tub industry for well over 10 years now, and I think it's very critical. It's very important. One of the things that we all know about in this industry is that, hot tubs for the most part are pretty great, but there are instances where there's a hiccup here or there. And if you don't have the support from your manufacturer out there selling the product that they've given you and provided you, then you're going to have a lot of challenges, and it's going to be tough. I went through many different suppliers or manufacturers before landing on, now I'm with Be Well Maple and Dreammaker and a couple other suppliers. And I tell you right now, first and foremost, it has nothing to do with their product. It has nothing to do other than the fact that, are they supportive? Are they there when I need them? Are they available? Is their product worth the time and effort that I'm willing to put in to sell it? I'm willing to learn about it. And when I say learn about it, I mean I'm in there learning about it. All right. Does the supplier have a sense of urgency? Or when you send them an email or give them a phone call, are they getting back to you 3 or 4 days later? So I think it's very committed. Is the supplier is essentially your business partner. Okay. If they're just jamming and ramming hot tubs down your throat at all costs, but not committed to the back end of your business, that is a problem. If their rep is not speaking to you on a regular basis, that's a problem. Are they committed to your success? Do they offer incentives? Do they incentivize you to sell more hot tubs? Guys, there's a big difference between selling 30 hot tubs in a year and selling 160 hot tubs in a year. It is a big difference. It is a lot more work. And you need to be partnered with business partners that understand what you're trying to do. So the short answer to your question, Abigail, is, or to whoever's question this was, it's so important that the relationship with your partner, your supplier, your vendor, your chemical rep, your parts rep, your people who makes your clothing, people that makes your signage, any relationship that you have in your business has got to have 1,000% support, and they have to be aligned with what your strategies are to be successful.
Okay. Next question is, what strategies do you use to maintain strong team engagement?
Well, first and foremost, you have to understand that it takes a team. It's not going to ever be you individually. And I had to learn that. I honestly, I had to learn that. And I've gotten better. I've learned it over the last 10 to 15 years. But the team is the team. It's a team. And what I would ask you, or what I would ask a business owner is, are they part of a team? Are they part of your business? Do you treat them like business owners? Do you hold your team and yourself accountable? Are they incentivized? What have you done for me lately? Guys, I was an hourly employee. Guess what? I'm still an hourly employee to my business. What have you done for me lately? That's common, right? Like, you can have a great workplace, but let's be true to each other. It's all about what have they done for me lately. You people don't quit their jobs, right? They quit their life because they don't like where they work. They don't like what they're doing. Um, they don't like their boss. But if you have their buy-in and you have their commitment and you provide that commitment in return, it's going to show them that they're part of building something fun, exciting. My team, for example, last year, we went to the hot tub expo. If you're in the hot tub industry, the hot tub industry puts on this big, beautiful expo for you. Go see it. Go there. If you haven't been there, why? I go every year. It's fun. It's exciting. Oh, and you know what? I bring my entire team. And I bring their spouses if they want them to come. It engages them. It sees the levels of the industry that they're maybe not aware of. So, have they been to your manufacturers? My manufacturers have put on training sessions. Give me a reason to send my team to something that they can potentially learn from or see or be excited about, and we're going to do it. Atlantic City show. This year it's going to be in New Orleans. I look forward. If you want to, I'm going to be there. I'm going to have my Windsor hot tub shirt on. If you're going to New Orleans, if you're not going to New Orleans, you should be. If you're not, that's okay. But if I'm there, come on up and say hello. My entire team will be there. We'll all have Windsor hot tub merchandise on, sweaters, shirts, whatever. Does your team have everything they need to be successful? Are you available to them? And do you challenge them to be better? Do you give them unlimited potential? And that all falls in line with planning, preparing, and executing. They're part of it because you can't achieve it without them. So I would say you got to engage them and you got to incentivize them. You got to have candy available for when they're hungry, right? I mean, it's so important. And there's no short, like there's so many different ways to engage a team that doesn't have to cost a lot of money, but will get the most out of your team. And a lot of it is just being there, available for them, providing everything they need to be successful.
Okay, thank you. We have a question here from Alex, an attendee. He asks, it's obvious that you sell on value in relationships, but how do you sell versus the big box stores?
Okay, so you just said it, right? Like the big box stores. Let's call it what it is, right? It's Costco, Home Depot. Like, how do you sell against them? Well, first of all, I would make sure that I'm there and see what they're selling. And like, for example, I love it when Costco, 500 meters down the road from me, has their hot tub on display and they got their beach comber and they're selling their hot tub. And the first thing that I see on their hot tub is this, and I'm giving a little bit away here. I don't want them to stop doing this. But the first thing on there is, if you're outside of the 30-kilometer radius, it's $500 for delivery. Well, guess what? The Windsor Hot Tub and Sauna stores, we deliver a hot tub and we don't charge you extra for delivery. And then on the sign beside that, it's extra money for a warranty. So first and foremost, know what your competition is selling, know how they're selling. And I always like to tell people, for example, because Costco is the one I go up against the most because it's so close to me, is if you want to buy a hot tub at Costco, please feel free. Just give me a call when you need to service it, when you need to learn how to use it, when you need to move it to your backyard because they're going to drop it off in your front yard. When you, if anything ever goes wrong, please feel free. Give me a call. Costco might have a great deal going on. I don't know. But what I do know is Costco can't help you with anything that goes wrong with that hot tub or anything revolved in maintaining that hot tub or anything at all for that matter. And let's be clear. I love Costco. My wife loves Costco. And I love when they try to sell a hot tub. So don't be afraid. So don't be afraid of the big box competition. Embrace it. Understand what you have that's way more valuable than any big box store. And that's the experience, the relationship, the aftercare service, so on and so forth. And just go take a look at it. You can probably find certain things about their product that you can, if it comes up, will be able to sell against.
Okay, super. This next one is, do you do many tent sales? And if so, how effective have they been for you?
I will put myself in front of anybody and everybody at any given day that I could. I can rattle off the next 7 events again, because we plan and prepare and we execute over the next 90 days, 120 days. We are set. Our event calendar for the year is set. Events are huge. Why are they huge? Because nobody else does them. Let me say that again. Nobody else does them. Back in the day, guys, that used to be how 80% of hot tubs were sold. Tent events, the hot tub expo going on here, the pop-up sale here, the corner lot sale here. That used to be how 80% of hot tubs were sold. But then what happened? Well, someone said to themselves they became hard. They're hard work. They're time consuming. Sometimes they're successful. Sometimes they're not. Sometimes it rains. Sometimes it's sunny. Sometimes it's cold. Sometimes they're only on a Saturday, Sunday. Sometimes they're on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Sometimes what? Doesn't matter. Get in front. Bottom line is, go get the customer. Don't wait for the customer to come to you. Go get them. So the answer to that question is, I would do an event every single week if I could, if I had that bandwidth. I do one a month because that's the bandwidth that I have. That's what I have that aligns with the resources. You don't have to spend a lot of money at them. But again, they're hard work. You need to staff them. You need to be ready for them. You need to sign them. You need to have some sales strategies. Okay, what are we going to do? How are we going to do it? How many are we going to sell? How are we going to sell that many? Don't just, if you're going to do an event, don't just do it blind. Don't just get set up at the event and then go hide in a corner and pray to whoever you pray to that you're going to sell hot tubs. Be ready to sell those hot tubs. But events, I think events are key.
Okay. I think we have time for one more. This attendee says their main business is finding the most success in the online world and finding that people aren't valuing the showroom. They say showrooms are incredibly expensive to set up. So the question is setting up a showroom that important, or is the online presence more important in this digital age?
You know, guys, I get this question a lot, and let me explain something here. The nice thing about hot tubs is, I would say, and I don't have facts, but I'm going to just say that 90% of people out there still want to feel, touch, smell a hot tub before they make a $7, $8, $10, $12, $15, $19,000 purchase. Would you go buy a car without test driving it? You might not test drive a hot tub, but I'm not making a $10,000 purchase without seeing it, feeling it, touching it. I'm not buying a hot tub not knowing that there's going to be somebody there to help me in the event that I have a question or an issue, or if I want to send somebody in to get the same experience that I got, who are you sending them to online? So I think it's a myth, because I know companies that are struggling, and I mean severely struggling, and they've spent thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars to promote their brand or their hot tub online. And they are struggling, because I believe that the hot tub industry is a relationship built industry. And that's what truly still sells a hot tub. So do I believe the showroom is important? I believe it's the most important. And not only to have a showroom, but to have that experience in that showroom ready for the customers who have been online, ready to come into your showroom. That's what I believe.
Okay, thank you. Well, everyone, that will conclude our Q&A. A reminder that if we did not get to your question, that Be Well has your information and will follow up with you after the presentation. Now I'd like to hand this over to Emily, who will share a bit about what is happening at Be Well right now. So over to you.
Yes, thank you, Abigail. Before I start, I would like to say that I pick up the garbage in our parking lot, and I don't park in front. And I don't park in front of your store when I visit. I leave the best spots for your clients. So who is Be Well? Be Well Canada Spa is a European company. We are a European company originally founded in France in 2005 and established in Quebec, Canada since 2015. Today, our team includes over 250 employees. In order to meet the high demand, we recently expanded our production facilities by 40,000 square feet, bringing our factory to a total of 140 square feet factory. Driven by a dynamic leadership team, we continuously evolve by listening to feedback from our dealers and work closely with our precious suppliers, allowing us to keep innovating and improving our products. Be Well, Maple Spas, and Okeanos Fiberglass Pools are all part of the same family of companies. Okeanos Fiberglass Pool, our sister company, is a leader in the Canadian fiberglass pool market and expanding in the US market. While Be Well and Maple Spas continue to grow rapidly with an expanding dealer network worldwide. Today, our brands are represented across 6 continents. This map highlights the reach of our global dealer network. Our Be Well collection is our first success with a lineup of 3 series with distinct specification: the original series, the premium series, and the executive series, which count a total of 13 different models. Speaking of innovation, we are very excited to introduce a brand new collection of 7 spas launching on April 2nd. Make sure to mark your calendar and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn so you don't miss the presentation launch. Let's now take a look at Maple Spas and our Pure Line collections. With Maple Spas, we offer 15 models, including 2 plug-and-plays options and 6 improved models for 2026. We also proudly launched Pure Line, our all-new generation of spas featuring a refined and modern design, bringing our collection to the next level. This new brand will count 3 models: 1 lounger, 2 loungers, and no loungers. And the 1 lounger version is ready for your show floor now. Before we wrap up, I'd like to highlight what truly sets our company apart. These are the key benefits of that our partner enjoys. Our products are CUSMA certified, so there's no tariff for the US. All our collections features 3 different configurations. So all our collections have the 2 loungers option, 1 lounger, and no lounger to satisfy all of your clients' needs. We have 5 acrylic shells color at no extra cost and 2 cabinet colors, gray and brown, available. You can count on our devoted team. You call, we answer. We provide in-store training, free marketing material, so free brochures, free roll-up, free banners, and we'll go and help you guys at your events. We do have an in-house intuitive dealer portal for orders, support documents, marketing, and claim, which our partner highly appreciates. We provide easy logistic and delivery. We have very competitive shipping rates with no minimum order. We pay attention to details at every step, from the factory to the dealers, shipping, after sale. When my dealers receive their spas, I make sure they have it, they're happy. And I mean, we want to be part of it. So, and of course, yeah, the standout after sales support. So if we sparked your curiosity, feel free to reach out. We'd be happy to provide you more information. You can also visit our website for all the details. Let us be part of your success and go the extra miles with us. We're convinced you'll be pleasantly surprised. Thank you so much for your time and wishing you a successful upcoming season.
Thank you so much, Emily. Thank you to you, Vicki, and Brad. That concludes today's webinar. We want to thank you for joining us today, and we hope you have a great rest of your week. See you next time.
Thank you.
Thank you.